Good morning, everybody. This is Marc Sperling for T3 Live. A few thoughts I wanted to share with you this morning. First, something that you have to remember as a trader, have to remember as an investor. The trend is your friend. The biggest problem of this market that people are looking at is that we've gone up too much, that we need a rest, or we need to pull in a little bit for it to be viable. And I like that philosophy. I like that train of thought, which means you got to put your defensive cap on a little bit, but understand the trend is your friend. We have not had us selling for at most a day and a half, and for reality, more than a few hours intraday, the selling lasts. I am not going to be the first to the party on the short side. I'm aware it's going to come at some point in time. You're going to have a downward move, but right now, ride the trend. We've been holding our 10-day moving average on the spiders for a period of time, and the Qs, which is actually stronger, same type of philosophy. We're now getting a little bit farther away from it, but the trend is your friend. Lots of rotation has happened this year. I think it's going to continue to happen. Understanding you're going to have one-offs that are going to, fall by the wayside. That's normal. That's a normal process the market takes. I am not putting net short out there for a period of time until it tells me to. I do not need to be the first to party. A few things you got to recognize that are giving you signs that there's some trouble. The IWMs as of Friday, obviously showing a little bit of weakness, a little bit of a bear flag. You can't ignore that, but at the same time, I don't need to be the first to party. That means, mid caps and small caps are obviously possibly turning over. I'm not seeing that, action in the broader market. Banks are hanging up there. You can see the Goldman Sachs's and the JP Morgan's just about, last week hit yearly highs. They look very good. They basically hit year highs after the last few months. Obviously, Apple and some other high beta keeps waking up. The home builders, you have lots of rotation. Until you start to see new money that stops getting put to work and mutual fund inflows keeps, new inflows happen every single week, you got to be skeptical about the short side, at least until something tells you differently. Right now, being that I've been trading for a long, long time, I try to stick with the overall trend and wait for pullback. So for the meantime, if my stocks pull back, understanding that is a possibility, I will look at them as buying opportunities. First and foremost, obviously right now I'm looking at the banks this week. And another theme I'm looking at that I don't think it necessarily is going to work out necessarily in the next few days, but I do think understanding that the Facebook IPO is coming into play. I believe it's April, possibly May. I believe any stock related to social media at all will be higher when Facebook IPOs. Understanding that there's very few shares outstanding of Facebook that actually is going to go public, that the public is going to be able to get and have. They're going to want a piece of that. Understanding, obviously, I have LinkedIn up here. You could put Pandora in there, not as great. ZNGA broke out the other day, obviously doing a little bit of a retracement. That's going to be buyable. So I'm looking at LinkedIn, I'm looking at ZNGA. I know some people are looking at some of those little guys. RENN, not as exciting. Obviously, not Guild Group. What came out the other day? YELP came out the other day. Something that might be interesting. Yandex, Sinai, I guess, is a little bit of social media. Understanding that they're themes necessarily more than triggers for us to really get long today. So just really keep them on the radar and certainly have to be watched. But the one theme I will continue to say, and I'll pound it till I'm blue in the face, is the trend is your friend. Stick with the trend. It's the way to make real money.